What do you mean, no outgoing calls? I mean, why am I different than any other patient in the hospital? Whose instructions? My father, I thought so. Now listen, I just want to make one phone call, and I promise I won't bother you anymore. Then let me talk to your supervisor. Hello, yes. This is Rini Zabo. I'm in room 642, and I have to make an urgent call. Yes, I understand. Then would you please make a person-to-person call to Mr. Leo Thompson and ask him to call me collect? Well, of course you can. There's no reason that he can't call me. His name is Leo Thompson. Thompson, T-H... Hey!
What is going on here?
What's the big idea? Tell him I can't use the phone. I mean, what is this, solitary?
I asked you a question.
Well, I asked you one.
Rini, the guy ran out on you. He's a no-show. Now, you're not the kind of girl who goes chasing after some bum who's dropped you?
He didn't drop me.
Well, he's sure giving a good imitation of it.
I love him. I want to see him.
Boy, I don't get it. You're a smart girl, and that kid's a loser.
That is not so.
It is so. Believe me, I know.
You know? What do you know?
All about Leo. Some things you wouldn't like to know. Believe me, it's fascinating.
Like what?
Want to know? All right. Leo Thompson, age 23. 5 addresses in the last 2 years, only I don't think you can call them addresses.
I want to see that.
Originally from Keene, New Hampshire, only he didn't stay there very long. I get the impression that the good citizens of Keene were very happy to see him go.
Let me see.
One more thing. Wherever Leo's been, he can never go back. Especially Las Vegas, where I have friends, and where the cops warned him that if he didn't get out of town, he'd be hurt real bad. He wasn't even worth arresting. Oh, wait, there is one thing to his credit. He had a job once. He worked for a company in San Francisco that I was associated with, a laundry chain.
Just stop it.
Which I have since become disassociated with. Their word was no good. Leo left, too. Only he was pushed. Matter of some missing laundry receipts.
I don't believe that.
Not what I would call an ideal son-in-law.
Who told you he was your son-in-law?
Well, you were eloping, weren't you?
I told you I got sick before we had a chance to get married.
Are you sure, Rini? I can check very easily.
I ought to know if I got married or not.
Not married, huh?
Still single, sorry.
Well, that blows that. At least if you were married, I could understand the reason why you were so hot to get him back.
You don't understand.
All right, then. Why don't you explain it to me so that I will understand?
Why don't you just leave me alone? Just leave me alone and let me live my life the way I want to live it.
Rini, will you please tell me what the hell is going on here?
Just married.
I do.
Then, all was lost. Now, it's time.
Where's my wife?
For
how many more people have to die?
Payback.
See what happens if you come after my family.
General Hospital. This week, Kendall's getting closer.
I'll have to get rid of her.
To solving the mystery.
I think my husband was murdered.
Stay away from her. Stop trying to control her life. If he becomes more of a problem, we'll just take him out.
Watch All My Children, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 8 on SoapNet.
You know how it is. You look in the mirror one day and you go, how am I going to lose this weight? eDiet's meal delivery from eDiets.com. It's the easiest, smartest, most delicious way to eat great and finally lose the weight. I know you're thinking, eat great and lose weight? Really? Really.
You'll love the food. There's no MSG,
no fake sugars.
The food tastes fantastic. It's awesome. Very delicious.
It tastes wonderful.
Call now or go to ediets.com. Choose from over 100 fresh prepared meals, not dehydrated diet food, but really delicious food. eDiets will deliver your favorite meals and snacks in a chill fresh container.
All you have to do is relax, enjoy, and eat great, all the way to slim.
I lost 115 pounds.
65 pounds.
25 pounds.
94 pounds.
Along the way, ediets.com gives you real support.
Terrific online tools, access to registered dietitians and trainers, and friends who care about your success.
They're there with you to hold your hand, and they really care.
Truthfully, I like everything about eDiets.
I've lost 30 pounds. All of a sudden, I find myself a changed person.
Hey, I made it to 50 pounds, and look at me now, I'm 60 pounds.
Millions of people have turned ediets.com to lose the weight. Now it's your turn.
Call or go to ediets.com and sign up for 7 full days of meals, 3 meals per day, fresh prepared just for you, plus snacks. So don't wait. Join eDiets. Eat great food and lose weight fast.
I believe that eDiets can change people's lives.
My husband will often say, "You're the hot wife." That's just boosted my confidence a lot.
eDiets has changed my life forever.
Call to find out how you can get 1 week of meals absolutely free. That's right. 1 week of fresh prepared food, 1 week of weight loss, 1 week of success, free.
Free? What are you waiting for? Call or go online to get started now.
Call 1-800-279-1604 or visit ediets.com now.
Will you take it easy, Di? He said 15 minutes.
Well, it's been 15 minutes.
Almost. He's got 60 seconds.
Ah, you're slow.
When Bob says 15 minutes, he means 15 minutes.
Did he give you any hint at all?
All he said, he wants an old-time counsel, you, me, him, to talk over a big decision.
Frank, it's politics. I know it is.
I got that impression.
Well, where is he?
10, 9, 8. Okay, gentlemen. You're 7 seconds early.
What? Cut that out, cut that out. Well, let's have it. Well, is it what I think it is?
Yep.
Congress!
Yep.
Yeah! I knew it! I knew it!
All right, now, calmly, let's take it from the top,
Right.
step by step. What happened?
Okay. So I'm over at the clubhouse last night. See, just passing the time.
Yeah, how much you win?
Yeah, $4.20.
$4.20. And the guy started talking about Frank, right?
Now, wait a second. See, I'm over there, see, and I'm rapping to this guy. Now, in comes this call to Charlie Ferris, which I couldn't help but overhearing. Yeah. Now, the other side is obviously Washington, D.C. Now, they want some names for a list of congressional hopefuls, names to be run through the Boy Scout test.
Now, how did you know that?
Well, I mean, it had to be. Here's what Charlie said.
Well, yeah, you wrote it all down.
When I overhear, my boy, I overhear. Charlie says, I don't have a list. I have Frank Ryan, the best vote-getter Riverside ever had.
Attaboy, Charlie Ferris.
Right, and then he went on to tell him how from Riverside, as a springboard, you could easily expand your appeal to the rest of the congressional district. Now, the main thing, Frank, and he kept going on about this, he said that in all his years of politics, he had seen campaigns better run, more organized, better endowed, but that in your campaign last fall for city council, he had never seen a campaign run with more belief and dedication. What was it? An operation with heart, dedication, and love.
Right. Frank, you know, everybody involved in that campaign, it was a labor of love, a love thing.
Now, wait a minute. And he told him all about the accident, how you did it from a hospital bed. You know what I mean? And how Frank Ryan, if he could do that from a hospital bed in that condition, what can he do when he's well? Frank, he practically nominated you.
Well. Charlie can do a lot of things, but he can't do that. A whole lot of people have to nominate a candidate, and they do it in something called the primary. Right. So let's take a look at this.
Frank, I've thought about it. If you run, you win.
The primary, yeah.
Right. I don't know about the election, but the primary with Charlie and the club behind you, no problem.
Still, we're talking about 2 campaigns. That's a long haul in energy and money. Maybe you can win a city council seat on heart and love and dedication, but a race for Congress, that's the big league.
Frank, You got something money can't buy.
Maybe, but you can't run a nickel-dime campaign for Congress and keep track of it in shoeboxes either. I'd need a real staff this time, and I'd better have some professionals among them, and that means people who've got to be paid.
Just a second now. I will trade you 15 professionals apiece for the likes of Bob Reed and Mary Ryan and Jill Coleridge, and I'll beat you. Of course, we'll have to do without Jill Coleridge this time, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, listen, Frank, you still got Bob and Mary and all the others.
You bet he has.
You think we should make a go for it, Bob?
Darn right, Mr. Councilman, I do. Why? Because I think your country needs you.
It'd be a great challenge. I'd love to go. Only who's gonna pay for it?
The people, Frank!
I can count on all the Mrs. Hubers and Mrs. Iannellis for a contribution, only they can't cover half the costs. I'll need big money, and I don't mean Nick Szabo's kind of money either.
There's gonna be some federal funds later on, Frank.
Bobby, you were right before.
Right. And remember, before the accident, see? Before the election, you were an unknown quantity politically. Now you're a winner.
And as Charlie says, you got a base to spring from now, Frank.
Right. And if Charlie went for you for the city council, think what he's going to do for you for Congress, huh?
Faint heart never won fair lady. Let's do it, right? Did you ever think I wouldn't?
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the distinguished representative from New York, Frank Ryan! You got that, Frank?
Hey, what's going on?
I can't wait, like, tell your mother.
Yeah, do it when I'm not there, will you? I don't think I'm strong enough for another one of her exultations on the promised land and what a man can rise to in this great country.
No, you're gonna be there, and she's gonna tell it to you with the Star-Spangled Banner and the flag going up the
Okay, Da, you command the home front. Bob, break out all the staff lists, block lists. I want a good, long meeting with Charlie and the boys and get this going. We'll make unemployment our #1 issue.
Right.
Okay, and Da, you know I want you with me, too, when I talk with Charlie.
Oh, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Hey!
Delia Reed Ryan, your husband, the next congressional candidate.
What?
Frank is gonna run for Congress.
When did this happen?
Oh, ages ago, at least 30 seconds.
And sister, you're going to be the biggest hunk of gold in his campaign treasury. What do you think about that?
Well, that's quite a piece of news.
Come in.
Hello.
Hello.
May I?
Oh, please do. It's good to see you.
Oh, that's a better greeting between dear friends.
Thank you. Please sit down.
I brought you something.
Oh?
It's a mass card.
Oh.
Father McShane will be saying a 8 o'clock mass for Nell next week.
Thank you. I know she'd be grateful.
I know she is.
You do, don't you?
She's with you, Seneca. Not where you can see her. But you can feel her sometimes, can't you?
Maeve, you're astounding.
No. It's just that I have a little bit of faith that allows me to be open-minded about the things that can't be proved.
She inscribed this book to me.
Musical notes.
Right. Yeah. It's Schubert's The Trout. A minute ago, I heard her humming it.
She is with you, then. Now, tell me, what about you? Do you have any idea what's going to happen?
I don't know. Apparently, the police are pursuing their investigation. It's hard to tell. I guess I'll be called before the grand jury.
Oh, dear. Well, if it's of any help, Nell talked to me about life support. She was very clear. She was afraid of its happening. She was very clear she did not want it.
That's right. I remember she did talk to you. You were very important to her. More important than I knew, Maeve.
Yes. Well, I'm honored to have been that. You can depend on me then, Seneca. If you need it, I'll be glad to testify. I only hope it doesn't come to that.
It may. Roger Coleridge seems very determined that it will.
All right, I have had it. You've been going at me as if I engineered this thing. As if I framed Seneca Bolak. As if I'm the villain and he's the victim.
Roger.
For crying out loud, man, he pulled the plug on a patient.
Roger, can't you just keep out of it?
It was your patient. Are you forgetting that?
No, I'm not forgetting anything. And I disagree with what he did. But I can only see no gain in punishing him. I wish you wouldn't push it.
Push it? Push what? I see a doctor commit a crime. And what am I supposed to do? I tried to talk him out of it. Now, I know the man was torn with guilt and failure because he couldn't pull her through the surgery successfully. And it was an operation that he shouldn't have done himself. Now, I know the man was in torment, and I felt for him. I really did. But at the same time, he pulled the plug on a patient, and she died. Now, I am doing what I'm doing because I think that's wrong, not because I want to nail him.
Aren't you?
No. No, damn it.
It sure looks like it.
Seneca Bolak disconnected the respirator and ended her life. It's as simple as that. He did it, and it was wrong. And I want to see the right thing done.
Which is?
Which is, Riverside Hospital might not want a murderer as chief of neurology, especially when the victim was a patient. You know, it might make the other patients a little nervous, don't you think?
You know nothing about Todd Manning.
I know more about that man than you think.
He's dangerous.
This week, Todd's losing control.
Everyone's against me. My wife, my daughter. I want to protect my family.
But someone's getting in his way.
What do you want? I'm here because of you.
Watch One Life to Live, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.
It can creep up on you. Dry skin. That's why there's Lubriderm Daily Moisture. It contains the same nutrients naturally found in healthy skin. Skin absorbs it better, and it lasts for 24 hours. Later, Gator. Lubriderm, your moisture matched.
Did you or a loved one take the drug Prozac, Zoloft, or Paxil while pregnant? Was your child born with a serious heart problem, ventricular or atrial heart defect, tetralogy of Fallot, hypoplastic left heart syndrome, transposition of the great arteries, or required open heart surgery or heart transplant? The FDA has linked some antidepressants taken during pregnancy to serious birth defects. Call now if you took Prozac, Zoloft, or any antidepressant and your child was born with a serious heart problem or other birth defects. Call 1-888-LAW-2030.
Under a waterfall, dreams do come true.
Delectably decadent, magnificently creamy scrum diddly-umptiousness. Wonka Exceptionals. This is how Wonka does chocolate.
Jenny? Long time no see.
This Wednesday on an all-new Being Erica.
Two old friends who have been apart for way too long. Why don't we hire Jenny? She needs a job.
Erica's best friend betrays her.
Oh my God. Brent? Get out of here.
Will she lose everything?
Jenny screws up over and over and over again.
Jenny didn't just hurt me, all right? She hurt Julianne and our business. Oh, this is such a mess.
Being Erica, all new this Wednesday at 11, only on SoapNet.
What is the attraction with this guy? Will you tell me that?
I have told you it's none of your business.
Hey, will you two pipe down? I mean, what do you think this is, a bowling alley? I could hear you all the way down to the end of the corridor.
I'm sorry, Dr. Carter. I apologize for the both of us.
Oh, yeah, apologize for me. Scream at calls, breathe for me, why don't you?
Now, you listen to me, young lady.
No. Look, you listen to me. If you don't start to behave yourself around this hospital, we'll suggest you go to a place where the orderly is especially trained to make you behave.
I don't care. It wouldn't be any worse than here. I mean, this is a miserable prison. I'm in a dungeon.
Oh, yeah, some dungeon, Miss Sop.
What do you know about it?
Look, I know you're behaving like a spoiled child. I'm not going to put up with you disrupting this entire floor, not while I'm on duty. So pipe down.
You listen to the doctor, Rainey.
Why should I? I mean, nobody cares how I feel. Nobody cares about me. You all listen to my father. He says no visitors. I get no visitors. He says no phone calls. I get no phone calls. I mean, if he said no food, you probably wouldn't feed me either.
Ah, come on, you know better
That might not
than
be
that.
such a bad idea.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, now look, Miss Zappo. I'm telling you for the last time, and I'm not joking. Either you start behaving yourself, or I'm going to do something about it. Is that clear?
What'll you do?
Sedate you heavily, or recommend your transfer to a hospital prepared to cope with emotional problems. Which would you prefer?
You wouldn't dare.
Try me.
Beautiful, just beautiful.
What?
You know, I think you've really flipped your wig. You break your back trying to find some motorcycle bum who doesn't care about you.
He does!
And you turn off that nice young doctor worth $30 million.
30 million? He's worth $30 million?
Next, spend some time in Genoa City with the young and the restless. Later, see who's stirring up trouble in Pine Valley on All My Children, only on SoapNet.
These millionaires will trade in a life of luxury.
I bought this house, sports car, penthouse.
For a life of poverty.
$6.50 a day. Wow.
There's no shower.
They'll hide their true identities as they search for real-life heroes.
I think what you're doing is amazing.
And with one stunning revelation,
I'm a millionaire.
both will be richer for it.
I'd like to give you a check. This experience has changed my life.
Secret Millionaire. Series premieres Sunday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
I have a secret. I leak. A little spritzer. 1 in 3 women have this issue.
It's like a big secret, but we're all walking around with wet pants.
I don't want to be painted. I want to be dry. My sister said, have you ever heard of poise? I said, poise? What the heck is poise?
If I had poise, let me show you what I would have looked like.
Every great woman deserves a great pad. Poise liners are specifically designed for light bladder leakage. Stay comfortably dry with Poise.
Presenting my 3 little stain makers. Between them, I've seen every kind of tough laundry stain you can imagine.
Add Biz Stain Fighter to every load, right along with your regular detergent. Its high-powered enzymes break down stains, and surface active agents lift and pull the stains away. Biz guarantees results you'll love or your money back.
And now Biz and the new movie Rango join forces to clean up dirt. Visit cleanupdirt.com and enter to win a hometown screening of Rango, plus other great prizes. And don't miss Rango in theaters March 4th.
People are talking about General Hospital's Jason Morgan. Nicole Lachelle Alvarez posted on Facebook, I love Jason. Candace Prophet says, how I love you. Let me count the ways. Linda Lair Cox says, hot, hot, hot. Who doesn't love bad boys? And Melissa Russell Gray adds, my absolute favorite character ever. What a sexy man. People are talking about General Hospital. Weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
They were just married.
I do.
Then, in an instant,
I can't lose her!
all was lost. This week on General Hospital.
Brenda wasn't in the limo, Sam was. You were extracted before it went boom.
While some fight to hang on to life,
Sam, I'm right here.
others fight to hang on to hope.
I want to find my wife if that's the last thing I ever do.
Now a family will come together.
The Balkan. It's got Brenda.
And a dangerous man
I'm gonna crush that piece of garbage and bring him to his knees.
will do whatever it takes
I'm trying to stop you from doing something you might regret.
I'm not asking your permission.
to find his worst enemy.
There's no reason to keep you alive.
It's time
Where's my wife?
for
How many more people have to die?
payback.
See what happens if you dare come after me or my family.
Is she dead?
General Hospital, all this week, weekdays on ABC, weeknights on SoapNet.
I can't believe the nerve. I mean, I really can't believe it. I know I shouldn't be surprised, Frank, but I'm surprised.
About what?
You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you?
Why don't you tell me?
Every other politician, before they decide to run for office, they consult a wife, they consult their family, but not you. Oh, no, not my husband, not this politician.
Nothing's really final, Dee. We were discussing it.
Oh, no? Well, it sure sounded final to me. Who was that guy? He said he couldn't run for office because his wife didn't want him to. Who was it? Who was it? I saw him on
I'm
the
telling
news.
you now, Dee. Let's just forget it, huh?
No, who was it? He said he couldn't run because it would be too much strain on his wife. He said his wife was much more important than any politics. Come on, Frank, who was it?
I don't know, Dee. I'm sorry.
Of course, you don't even want to know. Because everything else in the world is more important to you than I am.
Dee, are you telling me you don't want me to run for Congress? Is that it?
Do you really care what I think? Does it really matter to you, Frank?
If you had legitimate reasons, yes, it might.
Yeah, like fish. Didn't you just say before, oh, Delia, she'll help with the campaign. She'll be like gold in the treasury.
No, I didn't. Bob did.
I don't know how you could even expect me to work for you, Frank, not after what we've been through.
Delia.
Look, you know, you have a lot of nerve, Frank.
I don't expect it, and I didn't ask you. Your brother did.
Yeah, because you don't even care enough to ask me.
Look, I can't deal with this. There's nothing to be gained by going on about
I
this.
stood there just like I always do, while you and Bobby and Johnny had yourself a great time. You know how long it took for me to get some attention?
We were excited. We were celebrating, Dee.
You know, Frank, there are some places that I can go that when I walk in the room, everything stops, and everybody turns around to look at me. People pay attention to me. You know, I feel like I'm hole in the air.
All right, I apologize for that. I won't ignore you again.
Don't do me any favors.
Well, what do you want then?
You should be natural. Natural. When you see me, Frank, you should be happy. You should be excited. It shouldn't be just like, look, there's my wife. Who invited her?
I said I'm sorry.
Well, thanks, Frank. Really glad you're sorry. Thanks for nothing. You know, why don't you just go out and do what you have to do?
All right, we'll talk about this later.
But don't expect me for the next 6 months to do something that I hate for someone who doesn't even know that I'm alive.
Delia, look, the opportunity's there. Bob thinks it looks good. If you and I could talk about this calmly, maybe we can work something out between.
We'll talk. I will call up Georgia, and I will make an appointment, and I will come to your office, and I will talk to you. As long as you know that I'm not going to do anything that I don't want to do.
I know you don't. And Bob's right. You could be a big help, but I'm not going to beg you.
You know, for the past years, I've put up with a lot. Campaigns, affairs, neglects, abuses, and I have absolutely nothing to show for it. I have less now than what I had before. I don't have a family. I don't really have a home. I don't even have a husband. Well, forget about love. So when you stand there brave and proud, and you tell me that you don't want to beg, well, you know what I think, Frank? I think you should beg. I think you should get down on your knees and you should say, Dee, I know I made you make sacrifices, but I just got to ask you one more. And that's the only way that you're going to get it, Frank. Just beg.
Do we have to tear each other up like this?
No. No, not anymore, because from now on, I'm going to come first. Because there are a lot more things in this world that I'm interested in than being gold in your campaign treasury.
I didn't say that.
From now on, Frank, me first.
I'll see you later.
Me first. Hello?
Dee?
How'd you know it was me?
You're unmistakable.
Free for dinner?
In Port Charles, revenge is a priority, relationships are disposable, and good medical care is a necessity. Keep up with this fast-paced city with an all-new episode of General Hospital, weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.